All right, so that's what the Bihar Dangal looks like right now. We're going to cut across to our reporters, our political analysts right here in India today, breaking it down for our viewers. But yes, turning around to our election intelligence dashboard, this is phase 2 of polling. Why is phase 2 important? 94 seats, maximum number of seats are going into elections in this phase alone. If phase 1 was more of southern Bihar, phase 2 is pretty much central Bihar is what it's indicating. Crucial for the NDA as well. 94 seats go into polling today, spread across viewers. This is about 17 districts it's spread across. We're going to continue to go across to our reporters. Let's quickly introduce them. I have Ankit Tyagi reporting from Chapra. I have Rahul Srivastava, our national affairs editor, who's joining us from Nalanda, from Begusarai, which was once called Leningrad. The left stronghold. Of course, the dynamics have changed over the course of many elections. There is my colleague Anand Patel. I have Manisha Priyam, researcher, academic. She's joining us, as well as Javed Ansari, senior journalist, and Rahul Verma as well. I want to cut across right now to Rahul Srivastava from Nalanda. Rahul, just set the premise on why the second phase is important. 94 seats up for grabs. Many big names in the fray, including Tejashwi, who's fighting from Raghopur.
Preeti, this phase is critical primarily because what one has watched in the first phase, that Nitish Kumar's currency is down, that he is suffering anti-incumbency. If the camera will like to, I would like to show, I'm here in a constituency which is extremely rural in Nalanda. Nalanda is among the 250 most backward districts in the country out of the 650 and has been getting grants. Dominated by largely communities which belong to the EBC, this village, Mehudi Nagar. Now, in this region, if you look at the caste equation in the 94 seats, where the BJP is contesting the maximum number of the 3 phases, the BJP has to do well, and there has to be some kind, or at least a kind of a stabilization as far as the Nitish vote for the BJP is concerned. If not going up, it has to stabilize and remain at the past levels. But here, in these villages, development has become a big issue. Jobs are a major issue. Health and other are major issues. And if one talks to the workers, the residents in this area and the voters, there is a recurrent theme. Of course, caste is an element, but the recurrent theme is development and jobs. क्या मुद्दा है इस बार वोट में?
ये मॉडल में तो बहुत सही चल रहा है अभी।
नहीं, मुद्दा क्या है? किस चीज पे वोट देंगे? क्या चाहिए आपको?
ये तो अभी बता नहीं सकते क्या चीज का देंगे।
नहीं, आपको किस चीज का जरूरत है?
अभी तो बताएंगे नहीं क्योंकि अभी मन का ऊपर है।
किस चीज का जरूरत है?
तेजस्वी यादव का जरूरत है।
You see, I have been speaking to Preeti, to a lot of voters, and especially these EBC voters, where one element is that the spoiler is the LJP as far as the BJP fortunes and AJDU fortunes are concerned. And the other very critical element is jobs. And a lot of these people who are here, they were initially they were working in towns like Bombay, Ahmedabad and others as construction laborers. They have come back and they have not gone back. They are staying back to vote. In fact, 30 lakh of them registered themselves for vote this time around. And these voters, the anger or whatever work Nitish Kumar has done, perhaps will get tested here.
Well, you know, we're going to continue to come back to you, Rahul. This is the second phase of polling. It's also, and it's important to keep stressing on that. India today is covering its election with its mask firmly in place, but there have been a lot of violations set by the EC in the backdrop of the COVID pandemic, and things still continue to remain the same even in phase 2. We're seeing a lot of COVID protocol violations as well. Having said that, what Rahul was saying, reporting from Nalanda, one of the most backward districts there. But Bihar as a state has been backward. It's earned itself, unfortunately, the tag of being a Bimaru state as well. Large parts of migrants in India hail from that district as well, and this time hail from Bihar as well, the state. And this time around, it is said that the migrants could pretty much band together as a separate vote bank. Which way will they go? I want to cut across now to Ankit Tyagi, who's in Chapra. Ankit, Rahul was reporting from one of the backward constituencies in Nalanda, back of beyond. But I believe you're at a polling booth to which there is no road even, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right. This is the Amnor constituency, Assembly constituency, and it comes under the Saran Lok Sabha constituency. This is the constituency which is represented by Rajiv Pratap Rudy, a former minister in the government of Narendra Modi. And this is the polling booth where he's expected to come. These are polling booth number 26 and 27, where he's expected to come in just about 10 to 15 minutes, Preeti. And we had to park our car at a distance and come here just to give you a sense of the kind of polling booth that is. I mean, even inside, this is a school, and even inside the polling booth, you won't find a proper path which leads to the main door or the polling center here. This is a very kacha road, and Rajiv Pratap Rudy's ancestral house is also close to this very place. It is just about 400 to 500 meters from where we are standing right now. But you know, you were talking about the fact that Bihar is a backward state. You know, for a state which already was known as a very poor state, I think this election is also an extraordinary election because the benchmark for a poor state, the COVID-induced lockdown has had a huge economic impact. And I firmly believe that that is going to be a very critical factor as far as this election is concerned. For people, those who were very backward, for people those who were poor and had you know, accepted a certain standard of governance, this has pushed them even further, and that possibly is going to be a very, very important factor when the votes should be counted on November 10th. There are a lot of voters, those who are coming, old people, those who are coming. So at least you know, in this constituency, which is I'm standing in a rural you know, a polling booth, a lot of enthusiastic voters are in fact coming out. This young boy escorting his grandmother after the polling here. Both of them have their mask on. That's a good thing to see. A slight difference, at least in what we saw in the first phase of the voting, where the COVID protocols were violated quite frequently. You know, largely, if you look at it in this constituency, it's a concentration, and also that is why it will be very important for the Bharatiya Janata Party to do well, the NDA to do well in this. A huge concentration in this phase of the upper caste forward votes and also the EBC vote, which the NDA would be hoping. A forward or upper caste vote, which is traditionally the BJP vote bank, is known as the BJP vote bank here in Bihar, and also the EBC vote, which Nitish Kumar has cultivated. They would be hoping both of them are going to come together and give an advantage to the NDA. But as I said, unprecedented times and very different, in fact, circumstances. Like Nitish Kumar cultivated a women vote bank, the migrant laborers and the young are possibly the hope and the backbone of the entire campaign as far as the RJD is concerned.
That remains to be seen, Ankit, whether, like Nitish cultivated a separate vote bank in women, Tejashwi would be able to do so where the youth or the migrant vote is concerned. We don't know that yet. A quick word in from Anand Patel, who's in Begusarai. Anand, you know, you're in a constituency, and we've spoken about it at length over the last couple of hours, which was called Leningrad. It's pretty much the bastion of the left. The bastion crumbled in the last few decades as well. What are you witnessing around you?
Well, yes, and that's been the case, Preeti. The left parties have been marginalized largely because of the Mandal and Kamandal movements. And here again, in this phase, 6 seats CPI is contesting. In this particular place, Begusarai, there are at least 2 candidates which are in the fray. But yes, as far as the Grand Alliance is concerned, you know, the caste matrix which they have tried to stitch together, you know, looks sort of vulnerable when you compare it with the BJP-JDU alliance. But yes, that is the reason why they have kept their focus on issues of development and jobs. And Begusarai is the only industrial city, they call, in Bihar, which boasts of a thermal power plant. The fertilizer unit, which was here, is also now being re-established. They are restarting that. And also an extension of the Baroni railway junction. But despite that, the migration is rampant in Begusarai and the nearby areas. And that speaks volumes because Prime Minister in his rallies has been talking about the double engine of government which will benefit the people of Bihar. But when it comes to the work on the ground and implementation of the schemes, particularly schemes like Manrega, you don't see, you know, much groundwork, because on one hand the center allocation to the state went up, in the COVID times, the amount of work which need to be given to the people was not there, and there are defaults as far as payments are concerned. So that is also one of the reasons why people who came in COVID during lockdown have also gone back to the cities. So that is the reason why the Mahagathbandhan is attacking the NDA on the development issue, on the job creation issue. And remember, in 94 seats, if you look at 2015, it was RJD and JDU, and they had swept the polls, 70 out of 94, in which RJD alone had 30 and Congress party had 7. So if at all the Grand Alliance wants to retain that position, retain these seats, they will have to break the caste matrix as far as Bihar polls is concerned, and as far as this phase is concerned. So that is the reason why it's very crucial for the Grand Alliance to do well in this phase particularly.
All right, stay on with me, all three of you, Rahul, Ankit and Anand. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.